Sean has been a Toastmaster for 1 month?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Wow.
2 weeks. He joined Toastmasters to become a better professional speaker. I think what you mean by professional speaker is in this professional setting, not you want to be a professional speaker and get paid for it?
You're correct.
Okay. Today, Sean will be giving his first speech, the icebreaker speech, out of the Competent Communicator Manual. The title of his 5 to 7 minute speech,
4 to 6.
4 to 6?
Icebreaker.
Thank you. Is a little bit about Sean. Please welcome Sean Pan.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Sean Pan. I'm originally from Milpitas, California. It's a small city up in Northern California, squished between San Jose and Fremont. I moved down to Southern California to go to school at UCLA, where I majored in electrical engineering. I chose that major because at the time I was pretty good at math and science, and my uncle had a really great career as an electrical engineer in Taiwan. After my third year in school, I got an offer to work full-time as a satellite systems test engineer at Boeing right across the street in El Segundo. After a year working there, I went back to school, finished my degree, and because I had a relatively high GPA, I was automatically enrolled into their master's program. And at the time, I was sick of school. I didn't want to do it. But I figured I can do it. It's only 1 year. Boeing's going to pay for it. And that little piece of paper is going to do wonders for my career in the future. So I said, what the heck? Crank it out. It's the most terrible mistake of my life. I had probably one of the worst times there because at the time, I applied in as a communications major. But for undergrad, I was focused on photonics. So I was already handicapped from the beginning. So on top of going to school, doing homework and projects, I was working part-time at Boeing, and I was taking care of a new puppy. So sometime in mid-February of last year, I remember, I was so busy that I would be working 3 days a week, going to school 4 days a week. I had homework and projects during those night times. So my girlfriend at the time, she goes up to me and she says, "Man, you like hanging out with your old friends at the computer lab and hang out with me." I looked at her, I'm saying, "What are you talking about? I'd much rather hang out with you and go on dates." So I finally finished school in June, and I felt free. Unfortunately, at the time, Boeing was going through a whimsical moment, and there was a slight economic downturn. So they asked me to take a few weeks off. I said, sure, no problem. I'm going to have a great summer break. I went to Vegas with my friends. I took my dog to the dog park. I started reading. I started watching a lot of TV, playing a lot of video games, eating a lot of food. Overall, just being a very lazy person. But after a few weeks of that, I got really sick of that kind of lifestyle. And I looked at myself, and I thought, it's not like school anymore where you're playing video games to procrastinate writing your essay or doing your homework. When you play video games now, that's your life that you're wasting. That's when you're regressing and you're not improving. So I decided to quit all video games cold turkey. I started going to the gym, so I now go 5 times a week. I started reading. I never used to read. That's why I'm an engineer. So I started reading nonfiction books such as personal finance and self-improvement. I also started going on this website called Quora.com. It's a great website where you can ask and get answers about any topic. And so ever since then, I've been on a constant quest to improve myself. That's why I joined clubs like Toastmasters, where you can learn to speak better. I started joining clubs like DARE with you guys so that I can explore new things. And I started joining hiking groups with my friends that I never used to talk to, or because I was in a long-term relationship, so I was too busy for them. And most recently, I was able to accomplish one of my long-term goals, which is do a one-arm pull-up. It was probably the most accomplishing feeling that I had in my life, much more so than graduating with a master's at UCLA. So right now, my life is ever-changing. I don't know what I want to do for my career, or even if I'm going to stay in Southern California for the rest of my life. So all I know is that I'm going to continue to improve on myself as much as I can, and I'll use the resources around me to get better. Thank you, Toastmasters.